Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be cooking sweet and sour pork meatballs with noodles, and I will be getting help from Nate as I am covered in band-aids. So I will put the recipe in the description box below. I'm going to be using a kilo of pork mince because there are 5 of us in our family and we always need leftovers, if there are any leftovers. Also, we're putting about 1/4 cup of soy sauce in with the pork mince, as you can see, or thereabouts. And then some breadcrumbs, and then we will be chopping some coriander, aka cilantro, in there as well. We quite like coriander. I know some people don't, but we do. Lovely Nate is wearing the lovely Santa apron that I bought him for Christmas a couple of years ago. Once the mince has been properly seasoned with salt and pepper and the coriander has been added, then mix it thoroughly with your hands. Then mix the mince into little balls and place in a bowl ready for cooking. after you have prepared all the meatballs, the next step is to cook it. So as you can see here, I have a little induction stove thing on top of my lovely gas stovetop. The reason we are using it like this is because our gas isn't working at the moment. In February, Brisbane had terrible floods and we still haven't had our gas reinstalled. We did alright in the floods, but you know, our air conditioning and our gas is still not working, so we make the best we can. We've got a barbecue out on the back deck and we use this little induction cooktop when we need to cook. Our oven works because that's electric. But anyway, we'll cook our meatballs all in the pan, and they just about all fit. So there you go. Meatballs are properly cooked, then we pour them off and put them in another bowl and rest them while we cook the rest of our ingredients. We will be having our meatballs with some Hokkien noodles. So I bought 2 packets, and we actually needed 2 packets, although I think we only prepared 3. So if you're going to make a kilo of meatballs, I suggest doing 2 packets of noodles. So Nate is just putting them in a bowl, and then we're going to pour boiling water over them and pull them apart with a couple of forks and let that sit for a minute or 2. Then drain them and set them aside. These are my hands, and if you can see, I have got band-aids on a couple of my fingers, so I won't be cooking or handling the food really. We then use a tin of pineapples and strain them. Put the pineapples aside because we'll be using them later. And in the meantime, we are just using the juice from the tin of pineapples and then adding some tomato sauce. I also added some vinegar and a couple of cloves of crushed garlic. Then we also added about a teaspoon or 2 of corn flour and about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Mix that all together and set that aside because we'll be using that for the sauce. We roughly chopped 2 medium red capsicums or bell peppers and also an entire red onion. Then we return to the pan we were using before, put a little bit more sesame oil in the pan and cook the onion and the capsicum until the onions soften. Then we add our pineapple and our sauce mixture and mix it until the sauce thickens. Then we add our meatballs to the mixture and then realize that the pan that we have been using is probably a little small, and then we have to transfer it to a larger pan. And after we successfully mix that around a bit, then we add to that mixture the noodles. After we've mixed them around, then we can plate up our dinner. Yum!